Hello, Applied 30. I just received an email today regarding one of your classmates had a question on, I believe it was question 8 on page 221, or it might have been 224. Let me check here. It was on page 224. Lost my marker. And I want to walk you through this problem so you understand how it works. The challenging part is part A. They're asking for an interval. And they haven't really given you much information other than throwing two of these tables at you. I'll just copy it right out of the book. I might have made a mistake, but we'll work with the data that we have. An interval, it doesn't really matter what you choose as long as you use the same interval for both individuals in this problem, so Holly and Jason. I'm using the book example, so 0 kilometers, 8 kilometers, 8 kilometers is 17 kilometers, 17, 26, 26, 35, and 35 to 44. You could use 0 to 5, 5 to 10, 10 to 15, whichever one you would like. That's totally reasonable as well. Now, for me, I like to color code things, so I've chosen a tannish color for any value between 0 and 8, and then I've color coded everything on Holly's program with that tan color. For orange, I've chosen anything between 8 and 17, so 10, 13, 16, those are all valid points, so I put those under the orange tab, and then blue, there's only 3 of them. 17 to 26, and I'm assuming the race day as well because I can find another one unless I made a mistake somewhere here. And then the last thing you have to do is add up everything that you've tallied. So you're going to add up every single one of these tan ones, and there's supposed to be 33 of them. To be totally honest, I didn't actually count them. You should, but I didn't count them because I'm assuming the book is going to throw us off there. Same thing with the orange. You want to count every single one of the orange data points. Same thing with the blue, same thing with the red, and same thing with the yellow. In this case, we don't have anything above 26, so there are no data points for red and yellow. And you're going to want to do this for both Holly and Jason, because that sets you up for part 2, which is part B, and that is graphing it. So here I've started a graph, and I think we're going to look at Holly first. So if we move this block over, you can see this is what her graph ends up looking like. Let me just get back in frame here. And essentially what we're talking about on this green line is at day 0, she has run 0 kilometers, but she has spent 33 days running 0 to 8 kilometers. Notice how the point for my line is in between 0 and 8. Then between 8 and 17 kilometers, she's ran that distance 34 times. So that's why the line at the top has a slight slope to it. It's going from 33 to 34. Between 17 and 26 kilometers, she's only done that 3 times, so that's why her graph slopes way down. And then she hasn't run more than 26 kilometers on any day, so her curve or her graph flattens out. Jason's a little bit different. So if we look at Jason's graph, let's overlay that over here. Get back in frame. Jason spent a lot of time running between 0 and 8 kilometers. He spent less time than Holly, though, running 8 to 17 kilometers. However, he has spent more time running between 17 and 26 kilometers, and he's actually got some data points between 26 and 35 and 35 to 44. So that's just graphing it out there for you. Okay, now if you use different intervals, your graphs might look a little bit different. That's okay. Just depends on what your interval was. So hopefully that clarifies a few things. If not, just send me another email back and I'll see if I can solve it in a different perspective.